Another week, another problem. Welcome back to probably the most underrated channel on YouTube, Charlie Frost's. Today's problem is the meta ads, but it's not probably what you think. Currently, I have a leak in my funnel. If we've talked about a sales funnel before, it's basically going from the top, but they see you for the first time, to where they purchase at the bottom of the funnel. However, the consumer's journey at the moment, there's a little bit of friction stopping people from buying. Looking at my ads manager now, I launched a new tea campaign because teas are my best sellers. Link clicks are fine. Average cost per link click is 90p. That's good. Ads to carts are through the roof. That shows people want the products and they're not just casually browsing. They actually think, oh, I want to buy this. I want to wear this. Now the problem comes after this. The ROAS is below 1. So the purchases are low, but the ads to cart are high. Ads to cart indicate that people actually want the product. Low ROAS and purchase conversion shows there's something that's stopping them. Now, if you're familiar with a brand called Phase London, my mate Charlie Jones owns it, and basically I was speaking to him the other day, and he said that quite a few countries in Europe, such as Spain, Portugal, Switzerland, and Germany, convert really well. And by the small sample of data I've got, he seems to be correct. So I was only running ads in the UK, but now I've expanded it to certain countries in Europe and also the US. Now the interest is there. The one thing that's stopping people from buying, and I know what it is the shipping cost. I currently use a website called Parcels to Go to ship. Now, these aren't the best rates whatsoever. You can ship directly through Shopify, which I was trying to do in the other video. However, I'm on the basic plan, and you have to go up to the plan above. I need to now work out if it's actually worth me upgrading my plan so I get cheaper shipping, and you can get duties paid in the order, or is it actually cheaper just to stay on Parcels to Go? Either way, the one friction point in my journey for the consumer is the shipping. Currently, it's like 12 quid to get my package from the UK to Spain, which is pretty expensive considering if, let's say, someone's only buying one t-shirt for 35 quid, and then nearly a third of their order is on shipping. Then you have to pay an extra third of the order on top of that for shipping. It's going to put you off, and clearly it is putting people off. So my mission today is to fix that and fix the funnel, because the ads clearly perform decent. I just need to find a way to optimize the funnel. What I didn't know is, and I just found out, is that you can actually link Parcels to Go to Shopify. And if you buy the labels from Parcels to Go on the Shopify app rather than on their website, it's cheaper. So say yesterday I got an order from Spain, specifically Madrid. I want to ship to Madrid. If I do it on their website, it's going to cost me like $11.50. But if I do it through Shopify's Parcels to Go app, I get it at a discounted rate at £9. But even at £9, that still seems really, really expensive for me. Just to put it into like UK terms, if I'm shipping with Every, the same quote I've got for the £9, if I ship with Every in the UK, obviously it's not going as far and it doesn't have to go on a plane. It's going to cost me just over, I think it's £2.75, which is pretty good. That's not next day. Next day is about £3.30-ish. I just can't wrap my head around it being like 9 quid. Surely it isn't that much. There has to be a cheaper way around, and I've asked. And Shopify have a little agent section, which is basically like an AI on your dashboard, so you can ask it questions. But to be honest, it's pretty fucking shit. I was like, oh, if I upgrade to the Shopify plan, can I then buy labels directly? And said no. But I got an email the other day saying that I could do it. So I asked one of my mates who owns a brand called Cold Front. You might have seen them. I'll pop up some pictures. Make some very cool jackets. Because he gets quite a lot of orders from the EU we were speaking about. So I want to see what he's sort of paying before I ship this today. Because if I can save money and therefore decrease the price of shipping, I'm going to get a lot more orders, because that's where the leak in the funnel is. One thing that keeps happening, obviously I watch them back because I have to edit them. Everything I'm saying I know is right, but because it's at such a small scale, like I keep second guessing myself when I know I'm right. It's so annoying. The thing that triggers it is I'll have consistent sales, and then one day I won't get as many sales as the day before, and I will genuinely just start tweaking out. I'm second guessing everything. I'm checking every single number. I'm like, oh, the flow's not working. Something's broke. What's happening here? But I'm focused too much on the present and the short term and actually building something long term. Let's say I get 100 orders a day.
I don't yet, but I will be getting them very soon. Let's say I get 100 orders a day and then one day you get 50 orders. That doesn't matter in an average of a month because it's going to weigh itself out. It's going to be closer to 100 than it is going to be closer to 50. But that 150 day will completely shake my mental state like nothing else could. I don't care about anything else apart from this brand. All I want to do all day, every day is this brand. And I know I made a video a couple of weeks ago about emotionally detaching in business and why it's so important. And this is a prime example of why it needs to happen. And it's so hard though. My name on the company's house, I own the company. One thing I struggle with is taking my own advice. If someone was in my position, I know exactly what to say to them to resolve the situation. But because it's my situation, I overcomplicate it. It's so irritating. The only advantage is that I actually catch myself in the situation. It's as if I'm feeling like this and there's another me over here who is observing the situation and knows what to do. There's like two voices in my head. One of them that acts emotionally and one of them that acts rationally. And the one that acts rationally knows what he's on about, but the one who acts emotionally seems to take over a huge capacity of my head. This might sound like I'm going schizophrenic to some people, but if you run a small business, you'll understand, like, the potential's there, the growth is there, the systems, I can see how it's going to go like this, or not even like that. Think of an exponential graph, not a linear graph, exponential. But being in the moment is just, it's like nothing, it's literally like nothing else. Frost's tagline, if you like, or motto, is inspired by nostalgia. And nostalgia is a very, very interesting thing. And there's a reason I picked inspired by nostalgia to be the tagline. A lot of times you will look back on stuff in the past, like events. Let's say, for example, keeping it relevant, Drake just dropped 3 new albums. He only promoted one called Iceman. I think it's a very, very good album. It's solid. It's got a lot of good tracks on it. However, people are always comparing it to stuff that's already been, but they don't understand that they only like that stuff that much because the music is attached to a certain point in time that they think fondly of, and the brain tricks itself into making past situations better than they were. You could hate something at the time and look back on it like 5 years later and be like, oh yeah, I remember that, I really enjoyed that. But at the time you were thinking, what the fuck is this? I hate this. The only reason you feel that way about it is because your mind's filled in the gaps and sort of thought of it as like a memorable moment, so it needs to be good. It's so strange. But that's exactly why I picked the feeling nostalgia. It's very complex and also feels very familiar at the same time. Apologies if that rant has just sent anyone west, but it's exactly what I'm thinking. And if it did send you west and you think I'm a bit west, honestly, I could not give less of a fuck. So now to relax myself and something I can do properly, I'm going to go and build an email flow. Thank you very much. After yesterday's meltdown, we actually ended the day on a pretty solid number, so I'm not too sure why I was absolutely bugging out. But we've had a very, very good idea. I was talking either last video or this video about cultural moments. There's a cultural moment possibly happening today. If not today, definitely on Sunday. Obviously, the Premier League's coming to a close. It's either City or Arsenal are going to win. If you remember the moment that went viral, which was Haaland telling Gabriel to stay humble, my mate, I guess I'll pop up his Instagram somewhere, he designs clothes. He was like, oh, why don't you make a t-shirt with stay humble on it? Because if City lose tonight, Arsenal have won the league, and that means all eyes are going to be on Arsenal playing Crystal Palace on Sunday. And if I can get a post out tonight of the t-shirt, which I'll pop up somewhere here, and it goes viral organically, like the Free Kobe Mainu t-shirt did, then we're quids in. I don't support Arsenal. I hate Arsenal fans, actually. However, if I can shout about my brand by attaching onto their success, everyone's a winner then in my eyes. So if you know me, actually, I do end up falling asleep about 8:30. Which isn't ideal, but that also means that if it kicks off tonight at 8 o'clock, that means if the game finishes at 10, I'm going to be a kid. So I've actually set an alarm on my phone so I can wake up and I can post it and then wake up to maybe a load of sales on this new t-shirt. Today, I'm just getting everything sorted. I've already got the post. I just need to get the website sorted, which isn't that hard, to be honest.
It is the following day now, and the post severely, and when I say severely, I mean severely underperformed. I posted it on X, 2 TikTok accounts, and my story on Frost. The total combined views was maybe 250, so it flopped. Unfortunately, Arsenal did win the league, but to be honest, I'm not too bothered. I'm more bothered that I didn't make any profit off them. I did think this morning, though, why was there no traffic to the page? Because it was culturally relevant. It was a good t-shirt. The picture looked good. And then I realised everyone and their mum as soon as the final whistle went, was straight to the Emirates, and I saw people popping champagne bottles outside the Emirates and fireworks. So you're not really in the mood to go and buy a t-shirt, to be honest, because you've already won. We know that now, and now we need to slightly adapt the World Cup plan, because the World Cup plan was something very similar to that t-shirt. I think it'll be a little bit different because the whole country is involved rather than just Arsenal fans. So if you take Arsenal fans as a percentage of the country, I mean, what's that? Probably 1%, 2% maybe of the country. And if Frost wants to get on Sky Sports, we need to severely adapt the strategy. However, there is more meme teas coming. On the positive side, though, I did mention a couple of weeks ago I was building my own app using Claude, and I came through a couple of hiccups, but we finally got it working. I was using an SKU sync app on Shopify, costing me $24 a month. Not the end of the world, but when it's costing $288 a year for something that's literally like one line of code, I thought I could remake this. So I've been remaking it with Claude for the past 2-3 days, and I've finally got it live, and it works. It's absolutely unbelievable. So paying for a pro subscription for Claude has just saved me like $288 a year, and that's just my first app. Imagine what else I can build on it just to make my store absolutely sick. My next idea for an app is a free SMS app, because if you know the ecom game, you know that for SMS, you basically go for Postscript or Klaviyo, and both their subscriptions are like £100 a month. But then I thought, I've got a phone and I have a SIM-only contract, and with a SIM-only contract, you get free calls and free texts. In the UK, that is, and most of my customer list is in the UK. If I'm paying like £8 a month for that, why does it cost me £100 a month plus an extra like 15p, or not 15p, an extra 1.5 pennies per text to send it out? That does not make any sense to me. So my next venture will be getting a burner phone or like a digital eSIM and connecting the number so I can start building on the SMS list rather than paying Klaviyo £100 a month, and then in the future having to pay them more because I've got more subscribers. It doesn't make any sense. That one's going to take a little bit longer though, because it's not one bit of code that just changes the quantities in Shopify. I think that is enough blabbering for today's vlog. This video will be uploaded at 6 PM on Sunday. That means the cursive long sleeve and cap has just dropped. If you want to go and get yourself one, I'd get on the website ASAP to make sure you can secure your size. In next week's vlog, it'll be a little bit more outside than in these four walls. On Saturday, we're going to an event that is run by Jeremy Frimpong. If you know who Jeremy Frimpong is, plays for Liverpool. He's got a football tournament and I'll be vlogging there. And also, it's bank holiday, so we're going to switch up the routine a bit. Not because I want to, but because I've been forced. So if you did enjoy this video, please make sure you like and subscribe. It does help me a lot more than you know. We upload one video every single Sunday at 6 PM UK time, and sometimes during the week on a Wednesday. If you've watched before, you know that we always end on a motivational quote, and this week's quote is the following: "Dreams without action stay on the pillowcase."